Hey guys, Brian Perez. God, what a beautiful day, right? Brian Perez with Carolina Homes Connection here in Lake Wiley, South Carolina. This is my morning walk with Apollo. There goes Apollo right there. Guys, what a beautiful morning. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get right to it. You've been seeing on the news, sellers are no longer required to pay 6%. And I mean, it's all over the news. And I've had clients, prospects, people, friends, family call me, ask me what's going on with this. And guys, I'm a very simple guy. I don't use these complicated words. I live a very simple life, so I'm going to explain this to you in very simple terms. Now, there's a lot more to it than this, but I'm just going to explain to you the simple part of it because there's a lot of confusion. And guys, and I want you to understand something before I get into it. The job of the news is to attract eyeballs. So they're going to pitch fear. Guys, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of real estate. It's just a bump on the road. But the way they make it, they pitch it, it's like, oh my God, real estate, all these agents are going to fall out, which I believe, the strong ones will survive just like anything else. And the weak ones will eventually find something else to do. And no pun intended. It's just the way it is. When you treat your business casually, you'll eventually become a casualty. And that's just the way it is with anything in life. So, what has changed? Okay. So, I am licensed in both North and South Carolina. So, I can only speak on what I know. And in North and South Carolina, guys, when an agent works with a buyer, they are required to sign a buyer agency agreement, have their buyer sign it. Some agents do it, some agents don't. What it does is that it protects the agent from getting compensated. Now, who pays that fee? And by the way, that fee is not fixed. Everything is negotiable. The 6% was never set. It's negotiable. All commissions are always negotiable. Now, who normally pays that fee? Normally, that fee is paid by the seller. Now, how does that work? Guys, it's no different than when you go and apply for a mortgage loan. Have you ever applied for a mortgage loan? And the lender gives you the breakdown of costs. Now, most likely, you're going to pay for those fees, for those costs. However, there's times when the seller does pay for some or most of those costs when a buyer asks for seller to pay for closing costs, which happens. It happens often. Not in a hot market. In a bear market, yes, it happens often. In a bull market, in a hot market, you don't see that much because sellers can pick and choose who they want to sell their house to. Now, how does that affect you as a seller? Okay, now I want you to think about this for a moment. Imagine you're doing a for sale by owner, which means that you're selling your house on your own, okay? Now, if you were to sell your house on your own, you do all the work, you do the photos, you put it on Zillow, on forsalebywowner.com, you put it in Craigslist, whatever, however it is that you go ahead and market, you put signs in the front of your neighborhood, in your local store, whatever, and you put it out there where people can see it. Now, if somebody calls you, an agent calls you and says, hey, Mr. Seller, I see that you're selling your house on your own. Are you paying a commission if I bring you a buyer? And 9.5 times out of 10 they are. The commission is negotiable. Whatever they want to go ahead and pay, it can be 2.5%, 3%, whatever it is, right? They pay it. They're willing to pay it. Okay. Now, why is it that the majority of for sale by owners end up listing their house with an agent? Let me tell you why. Because guys, selling your house on your own is not easy. They were still willing to pay a commission for whomever brought them a buyer, right? Exactly. So if they decide that they don't want to deal with the headaches of people coming into their home and having to vet them to see if they're a legitimate buyer or not, they don't want to worry about somebody going into their home and worried about they're going to come back and rob them. They don't want to worry about negotiating because they just don't feel that that is their strength, negotiating. And they want more visibility, right? They want more visibility, more online visibility. And they decide, hey, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth my time. It's not worth the headaches. I'm just going to go ahead and list it with an agent. Well, guess what? That agent is going to charge you a commission to list your home for you. Guys, that commission is negotiable. So now, you were already willing to pay a commission for somebody to bring you a buyer, and now you are willing to pay a commission for somebody to help you sell your home for top market dollar. So guys, the only thing that has really changed out of this NAR settlement is that realtors, and I believe it starts in July, it goes into effect in July, realtors will not be able to post commissions, buyer agency commissions on the MLS. So other agents can't see it. So other agents, it's going to be like the old school ways. They're going to have to pick up the phone, call the listing agent, and say, hey, my buyer is interested in seeing your property that you have listed XYZ. Is your seller paying a commission, and how much of a commission are they paying? Guys, that's it. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to give me a call, 702-469-1947. And guys, remember, always hire a professional. At the end of the day, as a buyer's main goal is to pay the least amount with the least amount out of pocket. A seller's goal is to sell their home for the most amount of money so they can net the most in the least amount of time with the least amount of headaches. Guys, Brian Perez with Carolina Homes Connection. I'll speak to you soon. See ya.